He finally reaches the building where his success story begins. It's rare for a second son of a countryside noble to be appointed as a teacher in such a prestigious academy. The academy boasts legendary faculty, and many nobles send their children there. As he makes his way inside, the workers mistake him for one of them because of his shabby clothes and tell him to help them move the luggage. He tries to tell the worker that he's a teacher, but the workers ignore him. He asks if the academy was remodeling while helping the workers. The worker gets confused and says that the academy principal's investments failed and she lost all her money and went bankrupt. The worker asks if he didn't know about that before coming to work there. He says that this was the first time he heard about it. The MC's father put up a huge banner about his son becoming a teacher. He had to mobilize all his connections and went through a lot of trouble to get his son the position on a 3-year contract. And if the 3-year contract isn't completed, they would have to pay a huge sum as a penalty. He thinks that his family is screwed. But there is still hope. There are only 2 students and 2 other teachers left in the academy. He goes to meet the students to see if they are heirs of prominent nobles, to get close with them to make good connections. One of the students says that he has nowhere to go since his village disappeared 2 years ago. He was a child of a commoner. The other student came abroad to study from her kingdom, but her nation fell into ruin after a war. She was from a fallen nation. He smiles and asks the students not to worry as they have their teacher to rely on. The students tear up and hug him, but inside, he knows that he's completely screwed. He goes to meet the principal, a beautiful elf who professionally introduces herself. He introduces himself while thinking that she looks very normal. He notices that she is reading an elven book. Suddenly, she calls him and asks who he would pick among George and Steel Slug. He wonders what she means, but answers that Steel Slug sounds cooler. The principal quickly writes down that she will be putting 10 gold on Steel Slug. He asks if she's betting on racehorses. She gets offended that he thinks a high-ranking noble elf like her would partake in such barbaric things. He gets relieved and apologizes for jumping to a conclusion, but clarifies that it's snail racing, which confuses him. She says that it has been gaining popularity among the elves, a race among giant slugs to climb the world tree. He remembers what the worker said. He grabs the principal's shoulder and asks if she has been using the academy funds to bet on snails. Sweating profusely, she says that she can just pay it back once she wins.